Vanakkam. My name is P. Murugarajan, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Kadalur Government Arts College, Tamil Nadu. I am attending an online refresher course in Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Maharashtra. As part of the task I am performing this seminar, the topic which I have chosen for this particular seminar is called web services. So the web services are nowadays very popular, and they are nothing but a small software components performing very useful tasks. We are going to discuss about the web services and the scope in my PowerPoint presentation. So web services in nutshell. Actually, this presentation is going to be a pictorial form of explanation because when we talk about something in theoretical as well as using words, it will be somewhat difficult to understand. So, what I felt that by showing some pictures, we will try to understand what are web services, how they are performing their role in internet. Okay. First of all, we know very clearly that internet, network of network across the world. See, wherever you are, your computer can connect a person who is located across the world in some other places. So this kind of technology is called as internet, and we know very clearly that the scope of internet, the history of internet, when it was started during 1970s, what happened when the ARPANET project started. We know about all history. Similarly, after the introduction of internet during 90s, the concept of www has also emerged. www stands for World Wide Web. This is nothing but a subsystem of internet that connects more number of web servers together. So it is a system of web servers which have been interconnected with each other under this kind of system. This www is a part of the internet. So when we want to work with www, we must have internet, or our system must be connected with internet. So when you are connected with internet as well as www, we can get all sorts of websites. We can get all kind of web pages that we want to see. See, similarly, whenever we talk about internet www, the internet provides many services to us. We know there are services such as email services, FTP services, then chatting services, peer-to-peer computer services, then internet messaging services, telnet services, NewsScript services, and so on. And also, there are many technical terms which comes with all these services, like link, home, web browser, address, uniform resource locator, search engine, and so on. You know very clearly about what is a web page. Web page is nothing but a document written with the help of HTML called a web page that will provide link between document within within a document or outside of the document. A website is nothing but a collection of group of web pages. See, this collection of group of web pages called as website. So we will have many websites on internet. If you want to identify, or if you want to go for any website, we have to uh, find out the location or uniform URL of the website. URL of the website start with HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, then / www World Wide Web Network. Then we have to give the domain name. So that domain name will come primary name and the secondary name. Primary name comes with the industry or institution or something name. Then secondary name comes with the purpose of the website. If it is a network related website, .net will come. If it is a education related website, .edu will come. If it is related with country, .country code will come. If it is related with any organization, org will come. If it is related with military.mil will come. Similar to that, depends upon the scope, depends upon the website purpose, the secondary names come. So this is another important thing. Whenever we are in www by using any search engines, we will take the web pages that we would like to want, that we want to have or that we want to see. Then if you go through this picture, you can come across the internet. The internet is nothing but the interconnection of computer networks. So in under the internet connection, hard work internet connection, we will be having the particular World Wide Web. So in the World Wide Web, we will be having information in dissemination form. And there will be software that take care of the www environment. The hardware as well as software that both take care of the working principle of www environment as well as the internet environment. Then let us come to the point. What is a web service? As I told you, as I introduced you already, a web service is a software component that can be accessed by other software over the web. That means web services are the software components, a part of a software. What it can do that it will be accessed by other software. See the difference between the ordinary function and the web software services component. See, when we talk about ordinary functions, a function should be called by the human. You have to write a program. A person has to write a program. Through the program, the function would be called. Whereas in the case of web services are also software component that can be accessed by the other software. Only softwares are used to interact with each other with the help of web services. See, for web services, human beings need not to write program to call or invoke them. They are automatically called by themselves. No need to call for. That's what people are saying that for the case of web services, they are interacted with each other without human intervention over the internet. So in that way, web services are uh, having some special features over other software components. See the picture which I have given below. Here there are two components, client component, web service component. So using the internet, they are communicating with each other by passing the messages. So first of all, the client will send a request message to the web service provider. The web service provider will get the message. If it is if it wants to send a reply, it will send a reply taking that this message I received like that. Once they have communicated with each other, exchanged the messages each other, they will try to interact and they will exchange the data as they like. So this is the beauty of the web services. See, web services can also be defined, can be explained using this diagram. See, there are many things. These two computers are having their own possibilities. What is this computer? This these are the two important laptops or computer. They want to interact with each other. They are exchanging each other. This diagram shows that e-marketplace that want to connect with the airline web services, hotel web services, car rental, and corporate travel web services. The e-marketplace web service and the corporate travel web services, they are interacting with other web services program without human intervention with the help of internet. So this diagram shows that the human person or persons are just watch the things, what is going on, what is happening between these components. These programs, these software components, they interact with each other to get the task to be done. So this is the major ideology of this web services. See this small example which shows how the web services are working. See, as a customer, from using my own system, I am just contacting my purchasing order management server. So I'm having purchase order submission. I'm just making, I want to purchase something, I want to make a purchase submission. So after the sending a purchase submission, that server will get different services from other web services. It has to check the credit services, it has to see inventory web service, it has to go for billing service, it has to go for shipping service, and so on. All these things are different services, web services. So the purchase order management system will make use of different web services for their operations to be done. See, the customer may not know what is happening within this purchase order management system. The purchase order management system takes care of all the web services which are interacting with each other to accomplish this purchase order submission of the person, and at last, then it produces the invoice bill to the customer as the output. So this example clearly demonstrates that how web services are interacting with each other to accomplish a common task. This is the two-way architecture diagram of web service system architecture. According to this particular architecture diagram, web services are having the consumers as well as service provider. Two people are there. First of all, the consumers try to connect or try to send a message request to service provider for any kind of services. The service provider will get the request from the consumers, and it will try to see whether this particular service is available in this service provider machine or not. If it is available, it will connect to the consumers and having that I have got this service. If you want, I will give you. Similarly, the consumer will interact, then they will interact with each other. Finally, the particular kind of service would be accomplished by the consumer. So this is an example of two-tier architecture of web services. Similarly, we have three-tier architecture of web services. This is called as a service-oriented architecture diagram. According to this particular diagram, there are three components. The first component is called as web service consumer, second one is provider, third one is web service registry. This is also known as UDDI. According to this diagram, the web service consumers are first of all try to send a request to the web server registry. The web service registry is a repository system that will store all the service details within it. As soon as it gets a service message request from the consumer or requester, then it will process it, whether they have got that particular message within it or not. If it has got that details within it, then they will try to send request to the web services. The consumers want these details, and this is its HTTP address. Then try to connect with each other. Then they will connect with each other through registry. And in the prior case, the web services also try to post all the web services details to the web service registry, so that the web service registry will store all the details within it, and it is acting as a repository system for all the web services. Once the connection has been established between the web service consumer and the provider, then there will be a direct relationship between the consumer and the provider. Once the binding has happened, then they will get as well as receive messages, services as they want. This is how in three-tier architecture web services is working. Then you see this diagram. This diagram is also very useful to explain web service invocation process. How the web services are invoked automatically. What are all the different processes available? Here we have listed 6 important steps. See the first step. In the first step, client sent a message stating where can I find a web service that does X, that does web service X. So it will send this message to UDDI. UDDI stands for Uniform Resource Discovery and Interaction. So this particular kind of situation happens under UDDI registry. This UDDI registry will take care of all the web pages details within it. Then after, as soon as it gets the services, then server A is capable of doing X, that web services. So server A is nothing but one of the service providers. They have connected with UDDA registry. So this UDDA registry says to the client in second message that server A is capable of doing that web service X. Then see the message 3. Client again send the message to the web server A. How exactly should I invoke you? Then see the message 4 that will specify that take a look at this. So it will specify this particular web address, HTTP address via WSDL, web service description language. Through a web service description language, it will send a particular system to the details to the client. After getting the message 4, again the client system will send a request to the server A stating request operation web service. It requires that particular operation web service X to perform in it. Then the web server A will give the result of operation X through SOAP protocol. SOAP protocol stands for Simple Object Access Protocol. That protocol is used to interact between client and the server without any security issues. So in this how the web service invocation process is going on in under the three-tier architecture of web services. Here we have listed some of the tools that are used to develop web services. So the tools such as Microsoft Visual Studio, Microsoft .NET, they are very useful for develop web services. Similarly, we have PHP, Map Server, MySQL, Ajax, ASP.NET, JavaScript, JDBC, Oracle, MyOracle, MySQL, Perl, PHP, Durapal, Jalmal, then Magneto, Ruby, and others. So these are all the tools. Similarly, we have Java Web Services, Java JSON, XML, then we have JObject and others. These are all the tools which are all used to develop web services. Similarly, some of the web service provider, they are offering their services commercially as well as at free of cost. They are Amazon.com web services. They are providing the web services commercially as well as free of cost. Google web services, Amazon web services, Windows Azure web services. These are all some of the important web services. They are providing the services to the consumers either at a free of cost as well as commercial. So far we have discussed about the web services, where we have seen what is a web services, how they are interacted with each other, what are all the tools which are used to develop web services, and what are all the other important aspects of architecture background of web services and others. So this is some important information about web services and its background. Thank you.